Yeah.
Welcome. This is Jay Hill with Kelly Schaefer.
Yep,
Uh,
that's me.
we're doing a live just because. Um,
He wants to stress me out even further. No.
right. So,
No, I've had a
um,
very busy day.
there's been some things that have been going on lately that have kind of caught me not off guard, I should say, but a little bit. My gifts and my messages and stuff have been coming through a
Oh, is
lot
this a
more.
therapy session?
Nah, maybe. But first, before I do that, I got to go live on TikTok. So people can also find me on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, everybody, this is Jay Hill from Studio 6 Productions. I am here with my friend Kelly Schaefer.
Hello,
She
Kelly
probably
and Kelly,
probably
the
can't hear.
cohort.
Right. So, yeah, TikTok, I am doing Facebook Live as well on
Hmm.
for Cemetery Files as well on here. So, you know, let's get some viewers in there, want
Hmm.
to come on in and hang out. So yeah. Anyways,
We're
basically,
live on we're live on Facebook too, right?
yeah, we're live on
Okay,
Facebook
cool.
too.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows, and
Sweet.
um, yeah.
So
So
you were saying your
I
your
was, I was kind
your
of,
guides are going rampant lately,
yeah. My guides are
as I've
going.
noticed.
My guides have been going rampant lately. Yeah. So I've been getting a lot of messages through and through. Uh, at strange times. Usually when my co-host Kelly talks to me, and she and she gets something that she wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it usually I can tap into that information. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't even, yeah. Like we can, I don't know where you want to take that one, but that was a weird flipping,
it was. So
yeah.
for people who don't know, my friend Kelly, who's the other co-host I have
Hmm.
here, that's on Cemetery Files. With actually I'm speaking with TikTok and I'm speaking to you guys on Facebook. Sorry, I'm just trying to multitask here. This is new for me. So, yeah. Anyways, the conversation was had yesterday that
God, was it just yesterday? Shit.
yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah.
Damn.
So the conversation had yesterday was she had she lives in Tennessee, so she had this spirit or this Civil War spirit that lives basically that's in her backyard.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me pictures, and I immediately got um, the Confederate soldier, and yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I thought it was great that you pinpointed exact. I didn't tell you where it was. I didn't tell you where he appears at, and
right,
you hit it right on the spot.
right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly where he was, but all I could see he was crouched behind bushes
Mm-hmm.
and by a tree, and she sent me pictures, and lo and behold, yeah, I circled the things that I noticed. So, but yeah, so there's been a lot of different things
Well, I
with.
didn't just start with that day. It started when we had the last show, the one before the last,
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
Rochelle came on and you just went nutsoid.
Yeah, that was kind of
That's when it
crazy.
started, and then
Right.
you just kept going.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, Jay, pull it back a little bit. Pull it back a little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, when I was doing that interview with
Hmm.
with the
Rochelle.
Rochelle, yeah,
Hmm.
when I was doing the interview with Rochelle, I just I don't know what came over me. I mean, it was kind of like just as soon as I saw her picture and I talked to her, it was I was flooded with all this stuff.
Hmm. Right.
And yeah, so it was really kind of weird that all these messages did come through, but there was a reason behind it.
Hmm. And I can't wait to hear what happens.
I can't either. Right now we're kind of waiting for her to get some more information. I think that she's doing some EVP sessions in the barn, and some of the things we asked her to try out. So yeah, I'm excited to hear about that.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
And then it continued on.
yeah, right. So um, let's talk a little bit about, since that we've talked about that, the soldier, and
Yeah.
we were still in converse with each other today,
Yep.
discussing this about you doing research, and
Well,
you
I
were
finally got the time to do it.
right.
I sat down this morning, and the first thing I did was I pulled up the regiments that were over at Camp Truesdale here
Hmm.
in Portland, Tennessee. And because I'm getting the feeling that he's like a sentry or something like that.
Right.
And so pulled up the records as to which regiments were at Camp Truesdale. And turns out that, and then as soon as I got all the regiments, I went into the Civil War soldier records that are online and Googled the name, which was, God, I've been working with it all day long and I forgot what his name is.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Hmm. I haven't remembered. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, remember. Yeah, please be my fill-in.
Are you talking about
There,
James Garner?
yes, James Knox
Garner.
Polk Gardner.
Hmm.
But you got James Garner. You came up with Garner, and
Hmm.
then you said maybe James is the first name. So I went and
Right.
I ran that, and there is only one soldier that was stationed in one of the regiments that was serving in Camp Truesdale, and his
Right.
name was James.
Garner.
Uh, yeah, James Garner, but he had a really cool middle name. It's James Knox Polk Garner. He was named after the President of the United States, James Knox Polk, and
Nice.
he's a big figure here in Tennessee. So,
Right. And then we discussed that too. I kept getting the word important
mm-hmm,
when you were doing your research, and I kept sending that text to you saying it's an important figure or something to that effect. And then you had told me that he held legislative.
right. He served as sheriff of a county for a long time, 12 years
Hmm.
as a sheriff. He was a legislator. His son ended up being one of the state attorneys generals,
Right.
and just massive amount of information. It got to the point where I felt overwhelmed and I had to stop looking at him for a while. And then I
Right.
came
Right.
back in and started looking at him, found out that not only was there one Camp Truesdale, but there was a second Camp Truesdale, and I'm even closer to that one. And
Right.
then the commanding officer took over a house that is literally at the end of my road. The
Okay.
house is no longer there, but
Right.
it's still related to the property. It's still
Hmm.
related to
Hmm.
the ground that it sat on.
Right.
So it's a really interesting little thing going on, and I just keep thinking that this is something that we've talked about doing for a long time, is verifying,
Right. Right.
having paranormal experiences and having you be the medium for it,
The go
and then
through.
have, yeah, the go through, and then I verify what's going on with
Hmm.
my history research.
Now, also, I kept getting too that it was something to do with land preservation, and I kept getting
Hmm.
that really strongly. And then you sent me that text that you said, and you quoted it.
Yes.
So, yeah, you quoted it, and it said that I'm just picking it up right now.
Yeah, I've got somebody sending me
So it says in
photographs.
quote, his native
Grandma.
country in his native country, he resumes his association with agricultural
Agricultural. Hmm.
activities. So
And I don't know how far that went because in the census record he's shown as a farmer, and
right.
he comes from a family of farmers.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I haven't delved into as much as we would like to know about his agricultural work,
Right, right.
but at least he was attached to the land in some way.
Well, and there's another thing too that um I looked into. He lived a. I still saw him as an old man, and so I figured that he lived through the war.
Hmm.
And then you
He
asked me
did.
how did he die, and I told you heart attack, and
And that's exactly what
that's
happened.
exactly what he died of.
Yeah, I
Now,
asked you. I
now,
said,
now, yeah, yeah,
what did he die of?"
yeah. I
Because
mean,
I'm always testing you.
right, right. But I mean, and take that with a grain of salt. I mean, it could have been a 1 of 4 shot. You know what I mean? Of the standard things that people die. But
Yeah,
that's
but
just, you know what I mean?
it was in pretty dramatic form. He literally dropped dead on the middle of the
Right. I
city
know.
street.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, yeah. And so that was kind of
Ooh, we
odd
got
too.
somebody
But
that popped in.
somebody popped in. Who
Ooh,
popped
Matt
in?
Waddle popped in. Good evening, Matt. How are you?
Oh, I haven't talked to Matt in a long time.
Oh, there's Matt. Oh, there he is. There's Matt.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, I've
Mm.
I've followed Matt and known Matt since I started with Wisconsin Paranormal Research.
Oh,
So
very
yeah.
cool.
hmm
Very, very cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been this last week's been kind of surreal, and I don't know
Uh,
if it's because of the holidays or what, but it feels like something's changed, or it's like we're shifting.
well, you also have, I mean, you've got the Samhain, which happened on Halloween, where the
hmm
veil between the two worlds lifted. So you've got that influence happening, and that can increase a lot of the paranormal and a lot of the interactions that you have as a medium.
hmm Yeah, I don't know. It
And
was
that'll
just really,
continue until winter, I believe it is.
yeah. So
Matt's
yeah,
doing great, by the way.
awesome, Matt. So yeah, it was just one of these things that just been getting more and more
Well,
information.
then you did it with my house too.
I
I've
and
got I had a client contact me for an investigation. It's an emergency investigation of a private location, and I had to rally the troops. And I'm sitting there texting my team, going, "Look, we got something we got to do on Saturday. Who's available? Blah 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 blah." I didn't tell you anything about what was going on, and all of a sudden you're like, "Yeah, you're talking to a farmer. He's really pissed off." I'm like, uh Okay, Jay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was kind of weird because
It's
I
like
mean that
every time I open my mouth, you're right there.
right. Yep. I had seen this guy, and I like I said, it's just, and with people like that, you have to kind of be, yep. People who have passed, especially, I would have to say it, especially farmers. I mean, they lived their life through this in the sticks, grueling hours of work.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
So,
yeah. Farmers are a unique breed of man, and they are attached to the land. It is their land.
right,
They will die holding onto the dirt.
they put their blood, sweat,
Mm-hmm.
and tears into it. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I could see why he was, depending, he died suddenly, but that's what I'm gathering.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I didn't have a chance to pull the died in house records to see if there's anybody that died in that house yet. So
Right, right,
I got to that page and just went, "Oh, I'm overwhelmed," and backed
right,
out of it.
right.
Hmm.
Well, and I told you too that after today, I mean, and usually when I go through this sort of stuff, I get really kind of tired. But lately, it's kind of been just the opposite. I'm a little tired, but
Oh,
yeah.
it's energizing you.
hmm
Oh, great! Now we got the Energizer Bunny Jay.
Yeah, no, no, I wouldn't go that far. No, but yeah, no,
Well,
it's just
I did a ritual to try and bring to me a source of funding for an income for my house
oh yeah,
because it's starting to get a little low on the accounts. So I did it last Monday, I believe it was, and today, oh, where'd you go? And today I got well, yesterday I got a job interview with H&R Block. And then today they called me up to say, "Hey, let's talk now." And I'm like, "Cool." So I was very, very happy about that. So it's not only you that's manifesting and connecting, but it's me too.
right. And I think that a lot of it is there's things that are shifting and changing, especially in
Mm-hmm.
like spiritual wise. And when I talked to my friend Susan, she knows that. I mean, and she sees that, and she gets like that those type of messages, but on a higher plane. And you know, yeah, she's quite amazing. And we talked about doing a show together,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that people would probably like to hear that because of the fact that she's just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to all that
Yeah.
spirituality stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
and not that I'm dumb to it, but I mean, it's just her.
There are people with more knowledge than we
Yeah.
have.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love talking to those people. I love learning from them.
Okay, we got 3 people viewing.
Do we
Chime in.
really?
Yeah, chime in.
Yay!
Chime in. Who are you? Oh, now we only have 1. They were like, "Oh, no, we're
Oh,
out of
you
here."
scared them away.
All
You
right,
scared them away. You scared them away.
yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, so as of late, it's just been kind of weird, and kind of different, but I'm okay with
I
that.
need opera glasses. You know, the ones that I
Yeah.
can hold up like this and look and then put them down.
Right.
I need opera glasses. Yeah.
Right. So I just felt like, I wanted to, talk to you a little bit about this soldier and let,
Mhm.
people know kind of what's going on. And and I also want to talk about the documentary and the fundraising campaign that I have going on. I've a small one and a larger one. And, I got to do what I got to do.
Yep.
I feel like
I've
I'm
told
led
you
to,
that.
yeah, I feel like I'm led to make this stuff happen. And this
Mhm.
is this is kind of a big deal. I have, an actor involved, and I have um, you know, a good camera guy involved. And
Mhm.
I can't get into names,
God,
but I mean,
I don't know who your historian's going to be. I really
oh
don't.
shit.
Oh.
Well, to get the cat out of the bag because
Let's
the cat's
please
been
do.
yeah, the
Cuz I'm
bag's
so
yeah.
proud of it. It's
Right,
like,
right.
really, you
So
tapped me on the shoulder for that?
Kelly is the researcher of this project, and
And
rightfully so,
investigator.
an
And
investigator,
investigator.
and rightfully
Yeah.
so, because of the fact that when she comes up with knowledge of history, it just swarms her, you
It's
know,
off. Yeah.
you
It's
know.
well,
So
that's where they start reaching out to me is when I'm doing that.
right, right.
Yeah.
So her being gifted as well, when she does ancestral stuff, ancestral people that she's researching will come through and talk to her and give her details
Mhm.
on the information that is either correct or incorrect.
Mhm.
Now, I've never known anyone that does that. That's a
Mhm.
you can connect and give people answers on paper. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
so to speak. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
With me, it just flies in my ear or in my head, and then and then I
Yeah,
just relay
today
it.
was he hasn't come into the house.
No, and that's the whole thing. I think that a lot of that is that
I don't
he's
think he will.
no, no. I think that he's like I said, he's hiding.
He's standing his post is what he's
Yeah,
doing.
right, right.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's his post that he made. Like I said, that I think that he
Mhm.
was running from a situation. Until we find out what battle that he ran from or something that had
Okay,
happened.
so I will let you know there are no battles that happened within the Portland area. There's one that happened 15 miles away, but the time that he would have spent in Truesdale was right after he joined, right after he was enlisted. So he was in
Right,
training. So as a private, it's not beyond comprehension that he would be serving as a sentry. That's
right,
one of the, excuse the phrase, shit jobs
right, right.
in the military. Always has been, always will be.
But I still see that there's something that had happened to him. That's what caused him to land where he
S-
is. I don't know
Something
what it
happened.
is. Something happened, and it says we have 3 people. If you run away again, I'm gonna be mad. So chime in, people. Come
Yeah, chime
on.
in, talk. Let's
Yeah.
see who you are. Come on,
Let's
show
see who you are.
yourselves.
Right.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, the only
it's
thing we have is Matt in here. And
well, he was 16 years old when he joined the army or was enlisted. Who knows if he joined or if he
right,
was
right,
forced.
right.
But at the time, the census records are only showing that it was his mother and I believe it was he had 3 siblings. So
Hmm.
a total of 4 kids. By the time he got enlisted, there was only 2 of them left, and one was his brother named George, and George joined a year later.
Hmm. Hmm.
Almost a year, maybe shorter than a year, but George was there too, and it was through George that I actually found him in records.
Right.
And I've gone into Fold 3 and gotten his entire service record. So I've got that in PDF, and he was injured in the Fort Donelson battle, and then he was captured in Mississippi in Raymond, in the Raymond, Mississippi engagement.
Huh?
And he was held as a prisoner of war.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is. I can't even imagine. I mean, it was just a rough time to begin with. I mean, the guy requested a blanket and they had to go through channels just to get him a blanket.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that alone,
That's
I
just
mean, yeah,
horrible.
that alone is just, things
But
were
he didn't,
so crazy back then.
yeah, but he didn't let it get him down. He came out of the army and instantly went back to what he was doing, and he joined he was again engaged in the agricultural.
Architect.
I write better than I speak.
Are you drinking?
Yes, I am, as a matter of
Oh,
fact.
okay. Uh-huh.
It is
That
the day
explains a
and
lot,
drink.
folks.
Yeah, well, no, it's going to take a lot to get me to
Right,
slur.
right.
I'm
So
a big
yeah.
girl.
Yeah. So we could talk a little bit about the fundraiser. Okay.
Everybody's laughing. That was good.
Everybody's laughing. Yeah. Right.
And just so you know, old fashions are my drink. I love them to death. The next one is a dirty martini
Because she's old.
with 3 olives. I don't
Yeah.
eat at the olives. Anybody else can have them.
She's not listening to me, folks.
No,
So,
not right
yeah.
now. Anyway, you were saying?
I was saying, I'm gonna put the link up. Actually, I'm gonna put the link up to both campaigns. So people,
Oh, cool.
so people, if you want to check out the campaign, this is a big deal. This campaign, this has been in the works. I mean, in my brain for a while, for a long time, but it's just now that I've had some people contact me and come into my circle that say, yes, this is a great idea. We should do this. And of course, everybody knows that things cost money and things are,
absolutely.
expensive and, but if I'm going to make this documentary film, if I'm going to kind of create and what I hope to / make it into a pilot, I want to be able to have the funds to do that. And there are a lot of people out there today that aren't trusting about giving up their money. And I get it. I totally get it.
Oh, yeah.
Today's time is very crazy, so all the descriptions and these links that I'm going to put up here in a minute, all these descriptions are pretty detailed. It's something that I am passionate about, but also Kelly's passionate about it too.
Yes.
I mean, there was a reason why that, we are host of the Cemetery Files. Excuse me, because of the fact that that's the way Spirit wanted. Spirit said, you guys need to work together. And
well, the thing that I thought I found it so fascinating that you were drawn to the Wild West, and my love of the Wild West goes decades deep.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I was so enthralled with the Oregon Trail. I can't even tell you how horrible I was. I mean, I literally wanted to take a wagon across the plains and run the entire Oregon Trail route. And it finally just got to the point of where I couldn't do it because I'd gotten too old. But that's a journey.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, there's a lot of people that are really excited about, history in itself, but to watch, God, I've watched Westerns when I was growing up, and
Oh,
I've
yeah.
always had this, I still got this whole.
My canopy bed was a Calistoga wagon. What are you
Right,
talking about?
right. So,
oh, shoot, who'd you bring in?
oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm putting.
Oh, my twice.
Putting my links up on through my
Oh,
phone
okay.
because I don't
All
have
right.
them on my computer.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and then when you came up with this project, I'm like, okay, let's go, let's
Mm-hmm.
go, let's
Mm-hmm.
go. And then you're like, where should we go? And you're talking about Arizona and all kinds of different places. Times are tough. I would love to see this project become a reality.
Yeah.
Oh, please do. Absolutely. Yeah, support's big. Support is
Yeah.
big.
Oh yeah, Mary, that would be fantastic. As soon as I can put this link up because I'm illiterate sometimes.
He's all thumbs at times.
I am, and
Yeah, you are.
that's
That's fine. Yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah.
there's that
But
one.
yeah, I mean mine's so deep that I did the Oregon Trail in reverse when I moved from Oregon to Tennessee. And I called it the Tennessee Trail.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I just it's and then to go and just I took Western history when I was in college just to hear the stories. And it's just fascinating stuff.
Thank you, Mary. We really appreciate that. I mean, that is beyond cool, you
I'll
know.
show that one. There we
So,
go.
yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, and
And then
I do have a um
there
I
we
do
go.
have a QR code too. So, yeah.
Cool.
Um you know,
We'll post those. We'll post the cemetery files.
right,
Or no,
right.
wait. Or we'll post it cemetery files and Studio 6. Correct?
Yeah, Studio 6
Yeah.
Productions. Yep. So, part of this part of this documentary is basically revealing the truth and the history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that
And
is
connecting
one
the paranormal and
right,
history.
right, right. And that is
Mhm.
one thing that I really wanted to be able to do was I wanted to do something different, especially and that's why I have an actor who's a good friend of mine. And you know, I don't want to give out a name because I don't have everything in place yet. I can't, I don't want to do that. But wanting to be able to put something together like this and you know in it I know that it costs money for the travel and this and that because
Mhm.
this is not going to just stop at
Mm-mm.
the old west,
No.
and
Mm-mm.
there's other plans for this whole idea to go for the Civil War,
Mm-hmm.
1920 and 30 mobster
Mm-hmm.
scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so
Anywhere.
anywhere. and
Yeah.
and it is and it's going to tell the history of it,
Mm-hmm. It's
Thank
gonna.
you, Mary.
It's
Mary, you are simply fantastic. And
cool. Awesome.
she's watching it on YouTube.
Oh, awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know we were on a
That
YouTube
is great.
tonight.
That is great. Thank you,
That's
Mary.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sharing it's great. And eventually it's going to hit the ears that we need to have hear it or the eyes that we need to have see it. There we
Right.
go.
Right. Right. I'm not a professional director. I'm not a professional anything except for the fact that
Oh, I know one thing you are a professional of.
oh, here we go.
Smartass.
That's true. That I will I will take that award and that plaque and put it up
And wear
against
it proudly.
wear it proud, wear it around my neck like a big clock, like who remembers
One of those rap guys that have the
oh
big clock on him.
he actually comes to Leech Geneva
Oh,
where I live.
it's the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. He had the big
Oh
clock.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that's true.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I kind of can't remember his name, but anyways, I digress.
You do guys, but you're good at that too.
Yeah, I am. So yeah, but this is just a chat, and we want to hang out, and we want to
Hmm.
talk to people, and we want to interact, and it's just we've got this is what we do when we talk on the phone before our show,
Hmm.
and we come up with some great ideas, and
Hmm.
we say, Well, she says,
Uh-huh.
why aren't we recording this conversation?
Every single time we start getting
Every single
deep.
time. And it's funny because we had another validation of that today with my coworker, David, when I
Mhm.
was telling him this story about the soldier and everything that we had this discussion we had on the phone. And he looked at me and says, why aren't you recording that conversation? And I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we gotta do that stuff live because it's not the same when we
mhm,
talk about it later on. The
it's
conversations
not.
we have on the
That's what
phone
he
are
said.
flippin'
Yeah. And that,
insane.
yeah, that's exactly what he said. He said, you can't get that back.
No, you can't we
It's that
can't
spur of
get
the
it
moment.
back.
No,
And
it's that spur of the moment
yeah,
thing.
and it's me walking around the house with a headset on, and I got where is it? There it is. This is my headset that I wear. It's a trucker's headset, and I walk around the
Yeah.
house answering phone calls and talking on it. And I'm walking around the house doing my morning routine, and he's in my ear, and we're talking these really deep subjects. And I'm like, dude, why aren't we recording this? Maybe in second
Yeah.
season we should do some more of those, like do some more sitting around the headstones
Yeah,
and
right.
don't
And that is
and don't do
that
the
is
pre-show call.
right. And that is why we're kind of doing this now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this is stuff that we talk about.
Mhm. Well, we
You know,
talk
we
about a
talk
lot
about
more different things, but yeah.
right. Yeah, we don't I don't really talk about Bigfoot, but you know.
We talk about my soldier in the backyard.
Yeah, talk about the
Yeah.
soldier. And
And
Diamond. We talk
Diamond, we
about your
talk about
doggy.
Diamond. Yeah, we talk about Diamond. She's a big part of my life.
She is such a
Hey,
cutie
she graduated today.
from
She no longer has her crate.
nice.
Yeah, she has just a pillow in the back corner of my office. My office is much bigger now. And she's going to be 3 years old in 13 days. And she's calmed down and she's trusting people again. And she's just a, the thing that warmed my heart is when she started wagging her tail spontaneously when she saw me.
Right, right.
And I remember specifically the moment that I earned her devotion.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, my job is done,
Mhm.
and now we just live together and have a good time. And
Yeah.
yeah, it one of my mediumships is with animals.
Right, right.
People talk about animals talking, and yeah, they do talk,
Oh
but they
yeah.
talk in pictures and colors and feelings and flavors and food. And yeah, it's very elemental what they talk about. It's not big huge conversations.
No.
So
Horses are different.
horses are different. Horses
Yes,
are
they
very
are.
different. Mhm.
Boy,
Tilly
are they
was fun to
different.
talk to. I remember when she realized I could talk to her, and
Mhm.
that was
Yeah.
interesting. But I
Right.
do miss her a lot. She
Right.
was a good horse.
I have this affinity for horses. I love horses. I have
Do they
this
love you?
yeah, they know who I am.
Okay, good.
I mean they can recognize me in that sense. I've been around horses that it depends every horse is different from what I
Every horse
understand.
is different.
And it's just like people are everybody's
Mhm.
different.
Every dog's different. Every
Yeah, yeah,
every
right.
everybody is different. Nobody's the same.
Nobody's the
Nothing's
same.
the same.
Uh-uh.
You can't treat one dog the same as you do another dog. You have to treat them differently.
Right. Oh yeah, I mean we have our cat.
Cats are,
The
oh
cat?
Lord,
Oh my god.
cats.
Cats are half in, half out. And I've always said that because cats are more spiritual. They have one paw in the
Oh,
spiritual
they're
world
they're
and one paw
insane.
in here in the regular world.
Yeah.
And they are just I love my cats. You know,
I
I've
loved my
always been
cats
I've
too. I miss my
so I
cats.
have to tell you a story about my first cat.
Okay, you tell me a story about your first cat. I'll drink my drink.
When I was 6
How many old?
I huh?
How many old?
Oh no, I was 17. No,
Okay.
no, no, no. 18. Because that
Okay.
was right after my father passed away.
Okay.
And so we lived on the farm, not too far from here. We lived on a farm, and my mom was the only one home, and my older sisters had moved out, and so it was just me and my other sister, who was only a year older than me. So we were the only ones left at home,
Mhm.
and we were out doing something, and we came home, and my mom had said, "I come here, I got to show you something." And we walk into the living room, and I'm like, "What?" She's walking to the front door, which we never use. We always use the back door on the farm. And I'm like, "Where are you taking us?" And she said she opened the door and this black cat ran in. And she was like,
Even better, it's a black cat.
"Okay, okay, it gets better." So so she was like, "I put this cat out several times. I don't know how he gets in here." But so the cat's in, and the cat immediately goes and sits in my dad's chair.
Oh
Okay, now
boy.
we had 2 dogs. We had a Lhasa Apso and a German Shepherd Lab mix. Okay,
Those are nice mixes.
yeah.
Very
So
nice mix.
they didn't like they didn't like cats. They never have liked cats. We've had those
Mhm,
dogs for a very long time, and so they
mhm,
didn't. So they used to chase the cats on the farm and make them run away and all this other stuff. When that cat came in,
mhm.
it was like they walked up to him and sniffed him and was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And that was it.
Yep.
And the cat walked around the whole house like he owned the place. And I was like,
Mhm,
"Okay." So now, before anybody thinks that that would be a reincarnation of my father, that's not what it is. That is, it's something. It was something different. I believe that cat was sent to us.
mhm,
My mom did not like cats. My dad did not like cats. So I like cats. Never really thought about it, but anyways, so the one thing this cat did, I don't know why, but it jumped on the counter in the kitchen and went in the
mhm.
corner and took a piss.
Oh,
My
wow.
mom was beside herself. She's like, "Get that cat out of
Oh.
here." And oh my God. So yeah. So I'm like, okay. So thinking it was a girl, I don't know why, but thinking it was a girl, I called it baby. Actually, it was a boy.
Oh.
So
Oh.
whatever. Who cares? So eventually that cat, I wanted to keep that cat. I wanted to be able to, have something around me, it's support animal, basically.
Mhm, mhm,
So that cat was by my side all the time. The cat was
mhm.
like a dog. You could let the cat outside. He would go sit in the tree on the side of the house and watch the highway and watch the cars go by.
Yeah.
All I would have to do was call his name and I said, "It's time for bed." He would get down from the tree and run around the house and then come in, and then we would go upstairs, and then he would sleep on my side of the bed.
Wow, that's pretty
So
cool.
it is cool. So not realizing quite who I was at that time yet, I knew
Yeah.
that there was some weird things going on with me, but I was still a teenager. I was still partying and doing dumb things. But so eventually, as this cat was living there, um, and school started, and the cat would wake me up in the morning. It would be my alarm clock. He would wake me up in the
Oh, very
morning.
cool.
When he would bite my nose. He now
That's
now
even
now wait,
better.
no wait, no wait. He would he would like go like bite my nose, not real hard, but hold his mouth over my nose with his teeth on my nose, sitting there waiting for me to open my eyes. He would slowly pinch harder and harder until I opened
Until
my
you woke
eyes.
up.
And then I was like, "Okay, baby, I'm awake." And then he would let go.
That's awesome.
I've never had a cat ever do that again,
Oh
ever.
my god. Yeah, they're all
So,
different. They're all
right,
so different.
right. So then, um, the cat was just odd, but anyways, there was times where he was outside and that he didn't want to come in. He was like, "Fine, stay outside."
Mhm.
The one time he did stay outside,
Yeah.
and I went to go to school
Yeah.
and start my car in the
Yeah.
wintertime.
Yeah.
Guess where he was?
No, 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 no. Don't tell me he was in the engine block. No,
He
please don't do
was.
that. Oh, shh.
He
No, I
was
don't.
in there, and
Hold
I
on.
revved the engine going, "What is that noise?"
Oh,
And then I thought,
dude, no.
so I opened the hood.
Oh,
I opened the
man.
hood, and I had blood and black fur everywhere. Now
Oh,
wait, now
God,
wait, now
no.
wait, now wait.
Oh.
So the look on your face. I
Oh.
grabbed him. I brought him in the house. My sister was there, and I was
Yeah.
so distraught and upset. I just gave him
Please
to
tell me
her,
he was alive.
and I said, "Fix him." And she was like, "What did you do?" And I told her he was in the engine block and this and that. And she was like, okay. I don't think that I can.
Oh.
I'm like, fix him.
Mm.
So she says, give me a straw and this and that. So she gave him out the mouth through a straw, and
Wow.
and his tail started moving. So
Thank
I
you.
quickly had her and the cat driving at 120 miles an hour down the county highway to the
Oh,
vet. And the first thing she said was, I don't want to be like the cat, so could you slow down? You know?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, I was like,
Oh,
so yeah,
man.
so the basically the cat was I took to the vet and the vet was like,
You got a
hey,
friend.
he if he comes out, if he lasts, the vet did say, he said if he comes out the next morning, he's going to be special. I'm like, what do you mean he's special? And I don't use the R word, but everybody can understand what that means.
Resurrected?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So um, I he made it through the night. I brought him home, and he for the first 2 months he was sleeping in a box,
Mm-hmm.
and he had part of his nose chopped off. He had part of his side chopped off, a broken leg, and a broken paw. Part of his tail was missing. Part of his ear was missing, and he had scars everywhere.
Ah,
So, so yeah. So after about a month, I mean, he would want to venture out. He was not. He didn't give up, so he wanted to venture out. But he was blind basically, and he had double vision where he would walk in circles. His equilibrium
oh,
was all screwed
that's
up,
interesting.
and he it took probably a good 6 months before he was normal again. Things grew back. He couldn't use his
Yeah.
paw. He still, when he walked, he would walk and then his paw would buckle underneath him, but he got used to that.
Yeah.
And that's basically, what he did. And he,
All right, I'm done for the night.
you know, yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, and that was, my first interaction with cat. Well, the cat eventually moved with me, and then my daughter was born, um, and this and that. And then when I was moving again into another place, because I was a single
Yeah.
dad, and she was living with her
Mm-hmm.
mother, and the cat, she wanted to have the cat because the place I was going couldn't take animals, so she took
Yeah.
baby, and baby always slept by her, was always
Oh,
with her, and yeah,
I
so
love
yeah, it
it.
was she loved that cat, and then basically baby died of
Yeah.
old age. He had cancer, and so
Yeah, we
yeah,
had
but
we
that
had a
was
cat that was named Safri, and she was a my sister had moved to Hawaii and left me her dog, who was a dumbass, and then the cat, Safri. And Safri hated everybody.
Mhm.
Absolutely hated everybody. Nope, you cannot pet me. And then my daughter was born, and she slept in the crib with my daughter every
Right.
single
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And my daughter was the only one that could
Yeah.
touch that cat.
And everybody was just, everybody who knows animals are
They
spiritual
are.
animals.
They really, really are. Yeah. My son has the gift a lot more than I do. He's
Right.
he would find stray animals on his way home from school
Right.
and bring them home. And one day he brought home this absolutely ginormous Rottweiler. And
Oh,
I looked at him
nice.
and I said, "Did you once consider that the Rottweiler's mouth is bigger than your sister's head?" And he looked at me with a
Yeah.
smile on his face. It was really very cool. But he's got what I have with animals, and he can really,
Yep.
really communicate with animals a lot more than I do.
Right. Yep. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
love animals, and so that was my first experience with
Mhm.
a cat. and I've had several
Yeah,
since. So,
my last cat was Odie, and he started having neurological problems right before I was getting ready to move to Tennessee. And him being as skittery as he was, um, I opted to have him put to sleep rather than put him through the stress
mhm.
of going to the vet for treatment because he would have died from the stress. He was just
Right,
that
right.
nervous about being in new situations. He was rescued from a
Mhm,
cactus in
mhm.
California. He was caught in a
Oh,
cactus
wow.
in a state park, and he arrived at my home in a plastic bucket with a lid on it. And
Oh, wow.
the minute I learned he was a black cat, I said, "He's not leaving my home." And it was my
Yeah.
first black cat. Love him to death. He was just a great cat.
There's something about
There's
black
something
cats. I
about
don't
black
know. I
cats.
mean,
They're
you know,
lovely
we
animals.
had and my other good story that I have talking about. I can talk about cats all
We're
day,
not going to talk
but
about cats all day.
but I know, but I
Unless it
want to
has
share
something
this
to do with
this
the
this up
paranormal.
right. Well, I don't know because the last cat that we had was a cat that his name was
Mhm.
Spike, and he was a black cat. Um, when I was going through some health issues and I was sick, and I was outside one night, and I was in a lot of pain. I was trying to get some fresh air, and it was like 3 in the morning, and this and that, and I felt something rub up against me,
Ah.
and it was dark
Mhm.
outside. I'm standing on the porch, going, "Okay, I'm hoping that's a cat and not a possum or a
Or a
raccoon
rat.
or rats or a
Yeah, I learned about
badger
rats
or
too.
something." Yeah, right, right. So I turn my phone down and look, and here's this black cat that's meowing and jumping on me and this and that. Well, come to find out that Spike was lived a couple blocks
Mhm.
over. We got this from the lady that lives
Right.
behind us, and so he comes from a couple blocks over. They basically it was this was
Mhm.
years ago that they had 3 cats, and then all of a sudden this family got 2 big dogs, and the dogs didn't mix with the cats, and so the
The
cats
cat
were
left.
gone.
Mhm.
No, they kicked them out.
Oh, I
Yeah,
hate people like that.
yeah. 2 of the cats passed away because of they got
No,
hit
no,
by a
no, no, no,
car,
no. You
and
can't
Spike
tell
was
me this
yeah,
crap. You
and
can't.
Spike
No.
was the only one left.
No.
Yes, yes, it is what it
Yeah, but
is.
it's just you
But
could soften the blow a little
but
bit.
nah,
Yeah, she can
it
take it.
it.
Fuck her.
so 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 Spike basically became friends with
I'll send
um
you the therapy
the
bill.
from Doris, this lady that lived kitty corner
Yeah,
behind us, and her husband Bill, and then they fed him, and he was still an outside cat for
yeah.
years. Now I've lived there, and right in the same house, other street for 9 8 8 9 years
Yeah,
now. Okay, now this has happened. This happened like 3
yeah.
years ago. Okay, all that time, that cat never came over, never walked through our yard, never did anything. One day when I was in a really low point in my life because my health was really getting to me and everything
Yeah.
else. This cat shows up
No.
out of the blue. And I was like, wow. And after that, I did start feeling kind of better. But then Tina, my wife, she kind of got attached to this
Ah.
cat. And then it was just when she went through her ankle surgery, Spike was always right
Oh
by her
wow.
side, never left her side, but he was an outside cat. He had a buddy named Freddie who still comes and visits us every
Freddie
once in a
the
while.
cat.
Yeah, he was a Bengal cat,
Oh,
and then
Bengals
he
are
was,
cool.
but he was a gray and white, a gray and black.
Ooh, even
Yeah,
better.
Bengal. Yeah, so his name was
Mhm.
Freddie, and he still comes and visits. We feed him every once in a while, but him and Spike were
Yeah.
buddies. And there was one time where, and we didn't know, and Spike was declawed all the way
Oh, that's
around.
not good. That's
Well, because at one point he was a house cat.
Yeah, that's like cutting
So,
off a finger. That's
but
like cutting a finger off.
right. I agree.
No.
But but once Spike learned to manage to do that, there was an asshole cat that used to run around and terrorize other cats. It was an orange cat,
Oh, orange
and it was
cats are
kind of
known
a
for
fat
that.
cat. Okay, so one day Spike was sitting on the porch, and we were sitting out there talking, and he's on his chair because he has his own chair. Freddie was getting his ass kicked behind the house. I'm not kidding. And then we could tell what cat it was, the two cats that were fighting. Spike tore ass all the way off the deck, down the ramp, round the corner, and ran in between and had this. I like somebody's gonna die because it was just all. I mean, you want to talk a cat fight?
Oh,
This cat
damn.
was. All these cats were screaming and yelling and hollering, and then all of a sudden silence. I'm like, oh
shit.
crap!
Who died?
About 2 minutes later, here's Spike and Fred come running up or walking up the ramp. Spike was first. Freddie was right behind him.
I love it.
And that is why Spike was a big part of the family. And now he's no longer with us. I'm forewarning you.
Damn it! Don't tell me how he died.
But he was like 23 years old.
That's amazing.
24.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Odie was 17.
Yeah. So oh no, yeah, his cat was like 23, 24 years old. And holy crap. I mean, this he would come in, and the house sometimes when it was cold, we would try to convince him to come in. We had a thing set up on the deck for him. Oh yeah, he basically did what he wanted to do. At one point, he had a raccoon in his bed with him underneath the table that we had as a shelter for him in the wintertime. And we know this because of the fact that he was friends with all the animals. and Dolores would tell us stories of he used to hang out with the squirrels. The squirrels would come up and eat his food with him, and he would sit there and he wouldn't do nothing. Yeah. But we knew that there was a raccoon
Cats
that
are
would come
just
around.
a weird creature.
I know.
They're from another.
This cat. Yeah.
And they're all like that.
Yeah.
It's every single cat. If you let them be themselves, they're going to be weirder than shit.
Yeah, but that's what makes them cool.
I know, that's what makes them really cool. Yeah, right. Agreed.
Yeah. So getting back to what we were
Cat
talking,
Hour with JB Hill.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Welcome to the Cemetery Files.
All right.
Now.
Right. Right. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about my cats. I love my cats.
That's okay. That's fine. I knew that you like cats, and I've had cats, and I've actually raised rats. I raised guinea pigs. I raised dogs, and I've had all kinds of different animals. And the ones that really shocked me was I was on an investigation at a place in Vallejo, California. And they were joking that there were rats in the building. And I'm like, oh, okay, no big deal. Because I'd had rats. They don't bother me whatsoever. And I got to sit down on one of the stairs just to take a little bit of a breather. And I hear this motion behind me and down beside me. And I turn and look, and here is this flippin' giant rat the size of a small cat. He's decided that he's going to pop himself back up on the stairs with me and sit down beside me. And I look down and I'm like, really? And he goes and runs off. And so they actually got a picture for me, and they sent it to me from the evidence where it's all three rats. It was a small one, a medium, and then the large rat that sat down beside me. And it just was crazy. Just crazy. Rats are interesting too. They actually have personalities that are really kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's awesome.
So.
Okay, so
animal hour's over.
Yeah, no. So getting back to what we were talking about, we were talking about the fundraising for
for
Yeah,
our event,
fundraise
for
for
our
the
projects. Well, your
our
projects, I'm just kind of
project.
like here. I don't know where I fit in, except that I'm the historian on the one. So, and the investigator.
Right. Right. No, I mean, yeah, no, the project that I'm talking about is basically it's the um pioneer bloodshed, the violent
Hmm.
spirits of the
And
Wild
there's a
West.
lot of them.
That's the one that right. And so there's quite a bit of information with a lot of the locations. We talked a little bit about Tombstone, Virginia City,
I know one
Nevada.
place we need to
There's
do
also
the
what?
Panhandle of Oklahoma. The
Okay.
Panhandle of Oklahoma was not grabbed by any state, and it was basically lawless for a long I don't know
Okay.
how much time it was, but I just briefly came over a story where it wasn't claimed by any state, and it had no law, and it was just filled with violence. So that would be one place that I would
Right.
enjoy going,
Right.
just to see
Right.
what happened there.
Right. So we do have a list of places to
Mhm.
go, and I do know that um I there's some places in Tombstone that I want to be able to
And I've been
do
to Tombstone
the
already.
like the research. Right, right. And the person that's also working with us, who's an
Mhm.
actor, loves
It's a
Tombstone.
great
So
yeah,
I
it's
yeah, I
wonderful.
so yeah. So I mean, I can't think of a better
No,
place to really kind of
no,
start off
uh-uh.
with that. But people, you realize that this is a really big deal.
Mhm,
I mean, this is something that 2 years, 3 years ago, I wouldn't really have thought about doing this the way that I have. I mean, we've come a long
mhm.
way. I mean, me and Kelly have only been doing the show since
June of this
June
year. Mhm.
of this year, but it seems like we've been doing
Do you
this
know we only
forever.
have 2 episodes
You know,
left in this season?
I
Yeah,
don't
we only
know.
have 2 episodes left, and then we go
Oh
into
well,
season 2. We take a breather, and then we come back in February and go for
yeah,
another
yeah.
whatever.
I have a couple shows that are December.
Yeah,
We me and Shane go to April, I think, and then we take a
okay.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So
we start back up in February, and if you can see our background, we're not gonna show it because
it's our new look. It's
it's
I
our
love it.
new look.
Yeah, it's our new look, but it's kind of you know
It's cool.
it's cool. It's kind of hidden, but yeah.
It's a
So
joint project.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, you
There
sent me
isn't
the
there. Yeah.
background, and you said, "What can you do with this?" And I'm like,
Okay.
"Ooh," because I
Right.
had just got done doing your microphone for Studio 6, and
Right. Right.
I feel like I really wanna redo that one because I found one graphic that would look really good on that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. By
I
all
might
means,
redo
try
that.
it out. So,
Yeah.
getting back to the fundraiser real quick.
Mhm.
Yeah. So everybody who knows that like
Oh,
I've said before.
we gotta show our fundraisers. I'll do it. I'll take care of it. You keep talking.
Yeah. So
I'll take care of it.
yeah. So people who realize that it costs money to make film and to make documentaries and all that stuff, and there are some people that can probably do it really a lot cheaper, but I'm not led that way. I'm led
Mm-mm.
to you know the foundation of the show to making it a decent documentary because I want to make something that people want to watch and not think, oh, the cinematic is kind of weak or this or that. That's just me.
Mhm.
I kind of go big or go home, and that's kind of my motto. And I know that there's some of my friends that hate that motto, but that's the way it is.
Well, I told you a
I don't.
long time ago I didn't wanna be on TV, but here you got me doing this.
Yeah, right.
When we
Yeah,
like,
I
"You're
can be a
leaving," I'm
little.
like, "No, I'm not."
Yeah, right, right. And so there's so many different elements to this, and there's so many different avenues that we could take for this. And I think that people who really don't really know what we're trying to do. I mean,
Mhm,
you can scroll through, Facebook or wherever it is and kind of see it and you scroll by it and say, oh yeah, no big deal. I see, there's a lot of those or whatever.
mhm.
Um, do I think that I will get the money? I don't have that option to think that I will. It's just
Right,
a matter of when.
right.
Because I truly believe in this. I truly believe that
Eventually
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this
Eventually,
is the
we're going to
project.
hit the eyes and the ears that need to hear it and need to see it, and they're going to say, yes, this is something. The
Right.
thing that makes this different is it's not like the other ghost shows where they're out there, they're hunting and finding all kinds of stuff and everything. We're actually going to do something that no one else has ever done before, and we're going to link the history with the paranormal, or at least attempt to. And it's going to be a
Mhm.
situation of
Mhm.
where we're doing factual, straight information. We're not going to make anything up. We're not going to put pudding on anything. We're gonna tell it like it is and have fun.
Right,
Mhm,
right. And that is the one thing that I want everybody to know too is that our intent to do this is a positive intent. It's not that we want to be
no,
famous. It's not that we want to
no.
be on TV. It's not. We want to be able to put out this
Mhm,
content for people to watch this and think, man, that is awesome. There's so many different things that I would like to see with that. I mean, and we take information from other people's suggestions about, like doing this documentary, even if it's not set up for
mhm,
everybody to see. The certain people that do see it and saying, hey, maybe you could do
mhm,
this or maybe you could do that. So, and that's why we do the cemetery files, because we always have, we have people that like to chime in on
mhm.
our page, or we have people that message us.
We're gonna be
we're
doing a
not
group next year,
we're not
right? Mhm.
right.
We're gonna
Huh?
do a group.
What's that?
Mhm,
Yes, yes. We're gonna
mhm,
have a group page. I mean, kind of like our
mhm.
paranormal triangle or audio file, that
Right?
we do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And we are
you know,
talking about just simply going with audio instead of a video podcast. A vid. What do they call it? A
right.
a vidcast, or what do they call it?
A a a
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
Yeah.
a
A yeah, podcast.
vodcast.
Uh, right. Which is
It's
fine. I
fine
mean,
for me
people,
because it
can
means
do
that I
that.
don't have to wash my hair Monday morning.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, but then
Man.
again, maybe we should leave it in video, then I at least wash my hair every week.
Right. I'll just put you on. I'll just be
Well, I never
yeah.
really knew. I mean, I kept hearing these phrases of, "Oh, I can't go out tonight. I got to wash my hair." And now that my hair's long, I completely understand. It's a process, and
Hmm.
I wouldn't trade it for the world,
Right.
but it is a process. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no video is good for me. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I
I
don't
don't know.
know,
It's up,
but
and that's conversations left to be heard, but or left to have.
yeah, I just there are a lot of people that have dreams to be able to do this stuff. But I'll tell you right now, if there's something that you want to do, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a
Mhm,
documentary film, or it doesn't need to be um anything. It could be something that you're
mhm.
passionate about. I tell everybody that it's your path. You can walk it.
Yep,
You walk it. You do it.
yep,
It's your path. And I've always tried to be inspirational to people, to let them know that if you can dream
yep.
it, you can do it. And that's not my saying. I've heard it before, but you know but my one of my sayings are, or that I do have, is if you have a heartbeat, you have
Right.
a purpose. And so
Mhm,
find your purpose, or find what
mhm.
makes you happy. And
Do more of what makes
you
you
know
happy. I mean, nobody
right.
else is gonna do it for
Do
you.
right. Right. Do more action instead of more
Mhm.
excuses. you know so yeah, I just know that there's people out there that I see some posts on Facebook and whatnot, and it's kind of discouraging. These people are just, I can't do
Oh,
this,
I
or I
can't.
don't, it's like,
The biggest word that gets me going immediately is "I can't." Excuse me,
right,
that is a
right,
decision. That's not
right.
a
That is
reality.
yeah, right, right, right.
Yeah, I try very hard not to
So I
use the word "I
basically
can't."
kind of just,
The words "I can't."
I may have lofty dreams, but I'm not going to let
Well,
people
that's what I tell you all the time. You're an
make
artist.
me
Go
feel like
for it.
crap. Yeah, You know,
Yeah, you're an
support
artist.
support your local artists
Support your local artist and
or
help us
your
fund this project.
local business, or support within the community and people.
Support
You
your
never
local paranormal investigator.
yeah, you never know who you're going to run into. You never know
Hmm.
who you're going to be able to connect with.
Right.
And
That's how I've gotten most of my investigators.
mhm,
You never know who you're going to run into.
right, right.
And they've come, they say, "Hey, I'd like to ghost hunt." And I'm like, "Come on
Well,
out."
come on over, right? Yeah,
Let me show the real world of the paranormal.
right, right. Now,
Yeah.
I did go live a little bit on TikTok, but it was kind of too hard to do because I was multitasking and it didn't quite work because
That's fine.
if she was with me on TikTok, then I could have done both, but I
Yeah.
didn't. But so if you wanted to check out my TikTok page, you can.
I am
It's
not on TikTok.
I know. So it's J Paranormal. So you can find it over there. Or Studio 6 Productions is I'm on TikTok, and you can find all my stuff over there. I
Mhm.
have a link to the QR scans on my page. Also, just the link on my page, and I have links everywhere on my Instagram,
You're
Twitter,
pretty
or
good about that.
Twitter.
We gotta get
Yeah,
to it's you are not a marketing person.
I am not.
You
I
are
struggle
not
with that,
you
but
struggle with marketing. You are the artist
mhm,
and you struggle with marketing thing. Me, I come from the business world, I come from the corporate world, and I'm
mhm,
constantly thinking in those lines.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do my best at what I can do, and part of this is just to have her with me so that we can talk about this
Is
fundraiser. We
her
can talk,
me? I'm
huh?
her. Is her me?
Yeah, yeah, you, her,
Her.
yeah.
Oh, I got her with me.
I got her with. Wait, it's just her. Yeah, because
Her.
I'm backwards. Yeah, in more ways
Are
than
you
one.
backwards? I'm
Oh,
not
jeez,
backwards. I
you
turned
had.
mine around.
You're not backwards.
I'm always
You
backwards.
were upside down. No, yeah, right.
Yeah. I should
But
put my
yeah,
hat on today.
no, 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 no. Do not, because that is a distraction.
You saw him. You saw the one I went for Christmas, right?
No, I see nothing. I see nothing.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. I love it. I love it.
like I said, this is a continuation of the pre-call phone call or pre-show
Yes.
phone call.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is. Totally
yeah.
is.
I told my wife I was doing a live tonight because I was bored.
What'd she say?
But then she's like, okay, but I really had an hidden agenda, which is what we talked about here for the last hour and 7 minutes.
One of our phone calls. where, where we're shooting the shit and laughing.
Right, right,
Yeah, that happens all yeah.
right, right.
Yeah. It's been such a pleasure to get to know you over the last however long it's
Yeah,
been. 5 months?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I remember when we first got together, I'm like, "You want me to do what?"
Right. Yeah,
And now
yeah,
I look
yeah,
forward to it.
yeah.
Like,
Right,
"Oh
because
shit,
the
I get to
fact,
give you a bunch of crap."
right, because the fact that now you're on the screen and you're drinking your old fashioned and
Yes, I am. I'm enjoying every minute of it.
right.
Mhm.
So I mean, like I said, if there's anybody that's out there that's I know we only have two, but we at one point we had 5 people watch
Did
this.
we
So
really?
yeah, we did. It
Wow.
didn't last long, which is typical, but
Hey, it's
it's
just like sex. Didn't last
yeah,
long, but we had
right.
5.
Right, right. Yeah,
All right, now we need to cut it off. No more
yeah.
for Kelly.
You're right. No kidding. That's just crazy.
It's been a very long day for me. I have had my head buried in books and buried
Right.
in records, and then I had the private thing come up, and I've been stressed about that because I've been wanting to get out there as soon as we possibly can, and it's coordinating 12 other people. Okay, who can be there, who can't be there, where,
Right.
who am I going to have to work? And then the job thing came up. So I've had 3 big stressors today, and I'm just like, uh. Well, yeah, and then there's another stress, but that's okay. That's something I got to deal with.
Right. Well,
Yeah, it's changing a relationship into friends, and it's difficult for me at times, but it is what it
is that the
is.
someone that I know of?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
He,
I mean,
yeah, he's dating others, and it's a little difficult, but
right. Right.
it's okay. It's
Right.
great.
Well,
I want him
but
happy. I want him to be happy.
you and him have a good relationship. I mean, you know. I mean,
When I met him, I told him, I looked him straight in the eyes. I said, by the time we're done, I'm going to have those eyes smiling.
right.
And he's much happier these days.
Right.
And
Right.
I did my job. And
Right.
now I can give him off to somebody else.
Right.
So
Right. And for the simple fact of that you guys ride bikes.
we ride bikes. Yeah, that's never going away. He is my riding partner, and we go out
Mm-hmm.
on our motorcycles. Note, plural motorcycles. I don't ride with somebody, and nobody rides with me.
Right.
And he is there's only one other person I would probably trust to ride with, and he is hands down the person that I would ride with because I trust him 100%.
Right. Right. Oh, and it's
Yep.
putting people like that in your circle, you know, and meeting people, and so people, you know, get
Mhm.
out there and
You're
to, you
meant
know,
everybody you meet, everybody
yeah,
you interact with, you are meant to meet, and you are meant
right,
to talk to, and you are meant to have a relationship with, whatever that
hmm,
relationship might be.
right, right,
Every single person.
right, right.
Mhm.
I agree. So,
Yep.
so that'll be it. Everybody,
Oh,
I
we're
want to
done?
thank you. Yeah, that's an hour and
Cool.
10 minutes. Oh yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and all the support that we've gotten with our
Yeah.
fundraiser.
All the
The
support we've gotten this year.
Yes, all the
I
support
mean,
this
this
year.
year has been just
Yeah. Yep.
every viewer that we have, every listener that we have, I'm so grateful for you to be there because it
Right.
validates the fact that we had an idea that is working.
Right.
And we really want to see this come to a
Solution.
situation. Yep, we do. And
Hmm.
having this project get off the ground, I think Jay and I would probably just throw parties.
Right.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah.
And then
So
we'd go off and we'd be talking to cactuses and
right.
tumbleweeds and
Right.
ghosts in the tumbleweeds. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So
so
thanks everybody for tuning in. And like I said, these links will be on here, and then they will also be on
I'll pop
my
the other
they will be on the Cemetery Files as well as Studio Six
Mhm.
Productions. They are on my Instagram account, J
Jay and I,
Paranormal.
yep, Jay and I
And
both share them.
yep. And
Hmm.
so yeah, and this will be uploaded in audio, so it'll be wherever you get your podcast. This will be up too, and so I'll put the links in the description of this episode.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to call this, I have no idea.
Um, deadheading,
No,
deadheading the cemetery files.
no,
You know what deadheading is, right?
no.
Deadheading is filling that seat. You're an airline employee and you're filling a seat on it. And
Oh,
you have no responsibilities. It's
oh.
deadheading. Mhm.
I'll put in. I can put in sitting around the headstones fundraiser.
Oh, sitting around the headstones, the night version.
Right, right. All right, everybody. Thank you again.
Thank you so
This
much.
has
We
been
appreciate you
fun. You
all.
guys are awesome.